After the Abraham Accord, the major breakthrough in the Middle East diplomatic and political arena is the resumption of Iran-Saudi diplomatic ties mediated by China. In a historic move, China mediated between Saudis and Iranian officials in restoring their long-severed diplomatic ties, marking a significant milestone in the tumultuous relationship between two of the most powerful players in the Middle East. The diplomatic blackout between the two nations was triggered 7 years ago by the execution of a Shia cleric in Saudi Arabia, which sparked violent attacks on Saudi embassies in Iran. The long-standing regional power struggle between Saudi Arabia and Iran, fueled by their differing religious views, has been a hotbed of conflict for decades. The rivalry has also drawn in major world powers, with Saudi Arabia aligning itself with the West, while Iran has forged close ties with Russia and China. What makes this diplomatic breakthrough even more noteworthy is that it was brokered by China, marking a major diplomatic win for the rising superpower. Experts suggest that China played a crucial role in facilitating negotiations as part of its efforts to boost its global stature and counter the Abraham Accords sort of deals made under the Trump administrations. Both sides have agreed to reopen embassies and diplomatic missions in each other's capitals, as well as in 2 other major cities. They also agreed to study the prospects of resuming flights and officials, as well as private visits, by vowing to facilitate the visa process for their people. During their meeting in Beijing, both sides discussed joint relations and ways to enhance cooperation in many fields, with both aiming to enhance the security, stability, and prosperity of the two countries and people. The interests of both parties in negotiations shows that regional countries have the will and ability to take the lead in maintaining peace. China is ready to support both sides in fostering good relations, urging the international community to help the Middle Eastern countries resolve their differences. The United States has welcomed diplomatic progress between Saudi Arabia and Iran, but has also expressed skepticism about whether Iran will change its behavior. The extent of the rapprochement could depend on peace efforts in Yemen, where Saudi Arabia has been at war with the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels since 2015. Saudi Arabia is also deeply suspicious of Iran's nuclear program, which has advanced significantly since the US unilaterally withdrew from a 2015 P5+1 agreement with world powers to curb Iran's atomic activities in exchange for sanctions relief. Historically, Saudi Arabia saw itself as the leader of the Muslim world. But the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran challenged this idea, creating a new type of state that aimed to export its model beyond its borders. The two countries' struggle for regional dominance has been exacerbated by events in the past 15 years, including the 2003 US-led invasion of Iraq, which removed a crucial military counterweight to Iran, and the political uprisings after the so-called Arab Springs that swept across the Arab world in 2011. As Iran's influence in the region grew, Saudi Arabia vowed to contain it. The Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, waged war against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. However, after 4 years, this proved as a costly gamble. Meanwhile, Hezbollah, Iran's ally in Lebanon, lead a politically powerful bloc and controlled a heavily armed fighting force. Many observers believe that the Saudis forced Lebanese Prime Minister Saad Hariri, whom they back, to resign in 2017 over Hezbollah's involvement in regional conflicts. Israel, which sees Iran as a mortal threat, is backing the Saudi effort to contain Iran, as it fears the encroachment of pro-Iranian fighters in Syria even closer to its border. Israel and Saudi Arabia were the two countries most resolutely opposed to the 2015 international agreement limiting Iran's nuclear program, insisting that it did not go far enough to roll back any chance of Iran obtaining the bomb. Broadly speaking, the strategic map of the Middle East reflects the Shia-Sunni divide. In the pro-Saudi camp are the other major Sunni actors in the Gulf, the UAE and Bahrain, as well as Egypt and Jordan. In the Iranian camp is Syria's President Bashar al-Assad, who has relied on pro-Iranian Shia militia groups, including Hezbollah, to fight predominantly Sunni rebel groups. Iraq's Shia-dominated government is also a close ally of Iran, though paradoxically it also retains a close relationship with Washington, on whom it has depended for help in the struggle against so-called Islamic State. Now, With the Chinese assistance, the diplomatic breakthrough has given a new hope of peace in the polarized region. This will bring Saudi Arabia out of American influence and provide opportunity to China to assert more influence in the Middle East region. The restoration of relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran is seen as a very important development to increase stability in the region. However, the extent of the rapprochement and its potential impact on regional stability remains to be seen. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe our channel for more videos.